Welcome to Baloney Brain friends and neighbors. This is John House or Used Toy, here with my partner in crime on baloneybrain.com, Suburban Hobo, otherwise known as Daryl House. How you doing today, Daryl?
I'm doing great. I guess you heard I'm a new grandfather.
I have heard. Congratulations.
My new grandson is Lucas. I keep saying, use the Force, Luke.
That joke will go much farther than the one I used when Sammy was born.
Yeah, well, his mother's sick of it already. What's yours?
I'm not even going there.
Oh, Emily threatened. She said if I hear one more Star Wars joke, I'm going to change his name.
I reenacted the when I came out and Rick and his grandfather was on the other side of the glass. I came out and I held him up and I said, "Your name will be Kunta Kinte." They laughed. The nurse rolled her eyes and said, "Do you know how many times I've heard that?"
Really?
Yeah.
I never heard that before.
It was funny. It was
Well,
funny.
you know what?
Because I'm a funny guy.
You and I get funny. Nurses and operating rooms don't get funny.
Well, what do you have for us today?
Hey, I got a number of stories here out there pretty good. One of these, this was great. You know, in Florida, we have three major universities. There's up in Tallahassee, it's Florida State University, the Seminoles, and then Gainesville, it's the Gators, and down here in Miami, it's the Hurricanes. Well, out of Gainesville, there's a story about a UF professor, Don Samuelson. He's 65 years old. You know, this is no puppy here. He's a veterinary professor at the University of Florida. He's accused of using a camera pen with an integrated thumb drive to surreptitiously record images of women's chests and thighs on campus. This is out of the Gainesville Sun. The professor allegedly said he did it for amusement, entertainment, and sexual arousal or gratification, and to gather proof that one of the women was not wearing undies. He was held on charges of video voyeurism and of someone aged 19 or older. To me, that was the funny part of the story. It's like, if you got a freshman who is just 18, that's okay, but someone aged 19 or older, that's, I don't know, the whole thing makes no sense to me, but you know, there's higher education and there's higher education.
I actually saw that story. I'm surprised it didn't end up on my board, so to speak.
Really, you're the perv.
Well, you know, I've got a pretty good one. Eric Schock, drunk gym teacher, suing school to get job back because apparently it's okay to be drunk when you're supposed to be taking care of the little ones.
We are ripe on drunk stories today. My next two are drunk stories.
Well, he in February, an assistant principal noticed his breath stunk of alcohol around noon, so they sent him to get his blood test at 2 p.m. and he still was above .05. So, but he wants his job back because he says while he was drunk, he shouldn't be fired because he did not gauge in flagrant misconduct while he was drunk.
Well, I agree with him, you know. I mean, there's flagrant and then there's in flagrante. Well, how about this one? I've read this story 100 times in different papers and different times, but 26-year-old Venice man, it's Venice, Florida, it's up by Sarasota. He was driving drunk when he rammed a deputy's unmarked car. I love it when drunks hit cops. There's just something extremely stupid about that. After the crash, the suspect reportedly drove around the agency car and tried to disappear. Oof, I'm gone. You can't see me. Tauber, his name is John Tauber. He smelled of booze, and he nearly fell over into traffic, the sheriff's report said. He also was extremely belligerent towards deputies, saying he had not been drinking. He declined to undergo sobriety tests, but at the jail he blew a point. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
A .353 and a .365. That is more than 4 times the legal limit. He was charged with DUI, breath alcohol content above 1.5, 3.65.
Well, this is one I'm surprised you don't have. A Florida man stuck in a Pennsylvania traffic jam. So he's in a taxi. So what does he do stuck in the traffic jam? He jumps out, brandishes a sawed-off shotgun, and forced his way into the ambulance, which was in front of him in the traffic jam. He jumps in with the shotgun. The medics jump out, but they had a patient. So he basically carjacks an ambulance with a patient in there, and he takes off down the shoulder with the lights blaring. He clips a mirror of another vehicle. At some point, his rear tire becomes flattened. So somebody on the expressway said that they were. It was pretty scary. He was weaving in and out of traffic on a blown-out tire, riding on the rim of the ambulance, which was now smoking by this point.
What was he smoking by that point?
The patient inside was unharmed, and after he was charged with kidnapping, assault, and other related offenses, the patient was taken to Roxborough Memorial Hospital.
Okay, but he wasn't drunk.
No,
He was just stupid.
I'm guessing that. But, I got a picture of this guy. I'm guessing he was on something. I don't know if he was drunk, but
I got a picture in my mind of this guy. He's breaking into an ambulance with a shotgun. He's like, got any morphine in here? But you know what? Before I got too far with that other story about the lady, the guy who blew the 3.53, I wasn't going to do this whole story, but I do have another drunk story here about Marion County. There was a lady who kind of ran off the road a little bit, and the cops stopped her, and she acknowledged that she went off the road, and she also acknowledged she'd been driving alcohol, and admitted to the police that she was considered an alcoholic. Are you ready for what she blew on the breathalyzer test?
What did she blow?
This is like legally dead, I'm pretty sure. She blew a .41.
Holy moly!
I thought .4 was like, deceased.
I think it's pretty close.
Man, that's doing some drinking. That's shots and beers. Anyway, that was my story. The story I wanted to finish up with here was did you see this? Stolen Nebraska monkeys found in Florida. Did you see this headline anywhere?
No.
Okay, first of
Were
all,
they stolen with duct tape?
Just to keep them quiet. First of all, there are no Nebraska monkeys. There are Nebraska Cornhuskers, but there are no Nebraska monkeys. Two siblings, couple of brothers, accused of swiping a pair of monkeys from a Nebraska home and taking them to Florida. A Nebraska woman contacted authorities to report that two gibbons, that's a type of monkey, two gibbons, were missing. The woman said that two 20-year-old twin brothers, Michael and Jacob Ruhlman, may have had something to do with the monkeys' disappearance. Following an investigation, authorities found the monkeys and the twins in Fort Myers. The sheriff's office said they conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle that matched the description of the Ruhlman's car. Inside, deputies said they found the missing monkeys in a backseat cage. Not Cornhuskers, monkeys.
Well, if they were gibbons, Yule Gibbons used to say that many parts of the monkey are edible.
I remember when Yule Gibbons said, ever sniff a bicycle seat? Maybe that's not what he said. I could be wrong on that. What do you got?
All right. Well, we've talked over the years how police have changed over the years. They're not quite as forgiving as they used to be. Well, thanks to the Huffington Post, the lead off for this is talking about a raw deal. Cops gave cheerleaders from the University of Western Ontario a ticket for cheering. That's right. It was the homecoming game. They were on the streets, tossed a female into the air, and a policeman stopped the routine and handed a ticket for causing a nuisance. $140 ticket.
You want to be a football hero.
Come on. Come
You're
on.
right.
There's your team spirit.
And these are like local cops. I would think that they would be behind their team. And I read this story. I didn't use this, but I read this. And they were in a parking lot.
Right.
And they were surrounded by students going to the homecoming game. I was like, I don't understand this. I must have been somebody with a bet on the other team. That's what I'm thinking.
Nah, I don't know.
Terrible, terrible story. Well, it's just wrong. I don't like that one at all. So, anyway, folks, we're going to wind it up for another week on Weird Wednesday here at BaloneyBrain.com. We're always glad that you can find a few minutes to spend with you, Toy and I. John, you have a great week.
We'll see you next week.